Yeah, so please tell me about yourself.
Myself, sir, Suraj Jogonda Patil. Currently, I'm working as a full stack Java developer
Okay.
um, uh, in TechVara Solution Private Limited, Bengaluru.
Okay.
Currently, I have a hand-on experience CSS, HTML, JavaScript,
Mm-hmm.
Node.js, and React.js, and
Mm-hmm.
Angular.
Mm-hmm.
So also I have knowledge about hands-on experience in as a backend developer using tools in JavaScript, Spring Boot microservices, and WordPress. And
Mm-hmm.
also I have knowledge about CI/CD pipelines.
Okay. Okay.
Currently,
So,
currently as a working full stack Java developer, and
okay.
recently I have completed two projects. The one is the Nadi Chikitsa and another is the Hindustan Gold. Both are
Mm-hmm.
the both are the as a customer requirement need of built up in both Android app and website.
Mm-hmm.
So Nadi Chikitsa is a difficult project. Means projects are not critical, but customer many client is many times say this design system changes, this paragraph changes, this image changes. So that time I'm using in WordPress. So I hand-on experience in good experience in WordPress.
Okay. Okay. So right now I'm starting with the core Java. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So in core Java, you aware about Java 8?
Java 8, I have knowledge about Java 8.
Yeah. So what are the basic features are included in Java 1.8?
Basic features.
Hmm.
Basic features in Java, no sir.
Mm-hmm.
Means it is a uh, uh, user friendly.
No, Java 8 actually I am asking uh, such as Lambda expression, functional interface, optional classes,
Means sir, this is
stream
the
API.
sir collection API improvement, concurrence API improvement,
Mm,
functional interface and Lambda expression. Java Stream API for bulk data operation and operation on collections.
mm.
These are the features of default and static method in interference.
Okay.
Lambda expression, new language feature has been introduced in this releases. They enable you to treat functionality as a method argument, code and
Mm.
data.
Okay.
Uh, and it is a single method interference.
So,
Expression is the
just I want tell you,
uh,
you aware about functional interface?
yes sir.
So, what is a functional interface?
Functional interference means uh, an interference that contain exactly one abstract method is known as
Mm.
a functional interference. It
Mm.
can have any number of default static method, but can contain only one abstract method.
Ah,
To declare
okay, okay. Suppose you have stack only one abstract method,
uh,
but in functional interface, suppose I want to include static and default methods. So in
yes,
that scenario, what will happen?
yes. What sir?
If I want to add if I want to add just
Uh,
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
yes sir.
So, for example, I want to add default and a static method in
Okay,
functional interface. So that
okay.
interface I want to compile and add, compile and run. So in that scenario, what will happen?
Compile and
Run
run.
after adding
Uh,
this one default and static.
That time, sir, function intervention. Means, sir,
Okay, let's move on. Next question.
hmm,
You aware about lambda expression?
yes.
So, what is actual property of this lambda expression? How it is work?
This is the user function means annotation types of function interpret
Hmm.
in the expressions.
And lambda expression.
Yes, sir.
That is only one thing in lambda
Means,
expression.
we can implement the interference over class and override to methods, sir. Lambda expression.
You can give the example of lambda expression, how to be work.
Hmm. No, sir.
No idea.
Means, sir.
Okay. So you aware about OOPS concept.
Yes, sir.
So what is difference between encapsulation and abstraction?
Abstraction and hello.
Yeah. Please tell.
Abstraction and sir.
Abstraction and encapsulation.
Encapsulation means abstraction is a design level process, and it is used to reduce its complexity at the design stage of the product. This is abstraction, and encapsulation is an implementation level process, and that it is used to provide privacy and maintain control over the transparency of the data implementation stage of the project.
So user how will provide privacy?
It can think the interaction between user and mobile phone. An example is an example of the encapsulations.
No, but encapsulation because of Java, if Java is telling basic concept, so each and every class must be as a encapsulation. I am right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you
Yes,
distinct between these kind of things?
Means this abstraction is the feature of OOPS that hide the unnecessary details but show the essentially information. Encapsulating is also feature OOPS. It hides to code the data into the single entity or unity so that the data.
So you came in the path. So entity is a real time or any blueprint?
What, sir?
Entity. You telling about the entity in encapsulation. So entity is a real time or any blueprint?
Entity is a type of different or
If you telling entity is a real time entity. Real time is real time in the sense of whenever you create a object is a real time entity.
Yes, sir.
So inside the object, if you wind any data and method into the single unit, means your variable and method would be bind into the object, that called be encapsulation.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So where is what is the abstraction? That's why I asking you give the difference between abstraction and encapsulation.
Okay.
These are the vice versa cases. Whenever you writing the program, encapsulation and abstraction would be a part of execution process.
Abstraction is generally concept formed by the extracting common features from specific example for the act of withdrawing of removing something unnecessary. And encapsulation is the mechanism that binds together code and the data it manipulates and keeps both the safe from outside interference and misuse.
You know, if you bind if you any class, if you encapsulate, so it will encapsulation will work against to encapsulation. If you have binding method and variable, so how to be
Bind.
execute, hiding the complexity of behavior. That call be abstraction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So just you collaborate the both things, you will get the answer,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Next question I am asking about collection framework.
Abstraction and abstraction is just means of finding the implementation use the abstract class and
Just I give. If you asking, I will give the example.
yes, sir.
You have bind data and method into the single entity. Okay.
I mean,
Entity. So the entity. Just to listen carefully. If you ask me,
yes.
entity have some reference. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So by reference, you call the particular method using the dot.
Okay.
So that part would be give the output without showing the complexity of behavior.
Okay.
Means entire the curly braces, whatever you have written doesn't matter, you will get only the output.
Yes, sir.
So this is the thing about the abstraction. So abstraction and encapsulation will work vice versa. If you are creating object, so definitely you will do the abstraction.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why if you ask me, so that's why I given the answer.
Yes,
Next question I am asking you regards regards collection framework. Okay.
Okay.
So you aware about tree set?
Okay.
So I have a one object tree set TS is equal to new tree set.
Okay.
Okay. I am asking programmatical question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in TS dot add null object.
Okay.
TS dot ABC in double quotation.
Okay.
But null is a not double quotation as a null object. I am just putting as a null. Okay.
Okay.
So TS add null, TS add ABC. Okay.
Okay.
I want to print system out dot println TS. So what you will get the output after compiling and running? I make your question very easier.
TS dot is equal to, sir?
TS dot add null.
Add null. Okay.
TS dot add ABC in double quotation as a string.
Okay.
You got my point? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I want to print the object of tree set TS.
Okay.
System out dot println TS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you will get the output?
This is a output a null, sir.
Null only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, only null output, sir.
Or ABC?
No, sir. Not ABC, sir. And
Why?
Null.
Why? it will give the null pointer exception.
Yes, sir.
Tree set is a ordered set, not a normal set.
Yes, sir.
So null object cannot be ordered.
Sir, but null object.
Ordering, you know, comparing both objects. So null and ABC can be compared.
Okay.
Can be compared? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Compare.
No, sir. Not compare, sir. Sir, means if you TS, sir, can you repeat the question, sir?
No, I think question is a very easy. You just add null and ABC
Yes, sir.
in
Yes, sir.
tree set. So tree set is ordered set. It will throw null pointer exception.
Okay.
Because a null object cannot be compared with the real object. Null is a discarded object.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question I am asking regards to collection. How do you make list object
How to make?
a null list object as a immutable?
Null list object immutable. Means, sir.
You aware about unmodified, modified, collection dot unmodified collection inside past list? Anything else you know?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Means I want tell you unmodifiable means you can make a readable object of list. How do you make readable object of list?
Reading object.
You can synchronize hash map.
What, sir?
Hash map you can synchronize.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you do?
Hash map, no, sir.
Suppose I want to, I give hash table as a different. I want tell you just to make it hash map as a synchronized map. So what things you will do entire the coding? Just one line answer only.
In a synchronize, no, sir.
Yeah.
The property in a hash map, the property synchronized, not instead use collection and synchronized map, new hash map, sir.
No, dear. You need to be improved the technical skill because of you have not giving the
Sir, I question not understanding. Sir, repeat the question.
Question is simple. How do you make hash map into the synchronized hash map?
No, sir.
No idea.
No, sir.
Okay. So, in you aware about in Spring Framework?
Sir, just second, sir. Hash map in synchronized collection method applies to lock on the entire collections.
Yes. So you see, if you have work done, you definitely give the answer because of it is not a coding practice. It is a already given in entire the collection framework, how to synchronize, how to readable, make readable.
Hash map can synchronize the key value pair can be accessed using their indexes.
No. If you hash map object make a lock mechanism, that's it only. Lock means other thread cannot be share at the same time.
If one thread is accessing the map, then no other thread can access
at the same time. That's why making as a synchronized map.
Yes, sir.
You have worked on some REST API?
Yes, sir.
So in REST API, suppose I will tell you what is difference between get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, and delete mapping. You are aware about this annotation? Get mapping, put mapping.
Yes, sir.
Post mapping, delete mapping. So what is difference between all these four?
Get mapping sir, get mapping it is from naming the means get that each annotation is meant to handle the respective incoming request method type. That is a get @get mapping is used to handle the get type of the request method, and @post mapping is used in handle to post type of the request method.
So post type and get type. What is difference between get and post?
Get it requests the data from the specific resource, and the post is it submit the processed data to the specified resource.
Example?
Means example, sir. Example, sir.
So here need to be improved lot of things. If you have worked on Java J2 technology,
Yes, sir.
right? Need to improvement because of here is a required. If you looking as a Java developer, so technical skill must be strong.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because of I am giving you answer for your references, because of answer should be accurate and try to make it in one line.
Yes, sir.
Within proper manner.
Sir, answering question. Sir, get mapping is used as a means annotation.
Get mapping whenever used for reading aspect. If you data fetch from backend, so this is the better way idea to apply get mapping. Post mapping whenever you want to manipulate data in backend side, for example, insert, update.
Yes.
So that process you can go with the post mapping. And
Yes,
put
sir.
mapping you can perform the both things.
Yes, sir.
Delete mapping if you want to apply, so only that annotation can be used for only deleting record from backend side. Okay.
Yes,
so you make it as a